How's it going, folks? Brian Blessing in Las Vegas here at bangthebook.com. Week 2 of the NFL. We're going to get after it here, and we're going to let you know. Adam Burke's got the Sports Betting Podcast. I join him on Tuesdays. We talk about Week 2 of the NFL. A lot of great information, as always, on Twitter at BangTheBook. All right, let's rattle through them. We'll go Gatling gun style. Where's the number going to go? Baltimore against Cincinnati. Pick Cincinnati won. Baltimore rolled over Buffalo, who looked horrid. But that shouldn't diminish how good Baltimore looked. Since he gets a win over Indy, Baltimore, if you ask me, they look the better of the two teams. Although Andrew Luck didn't look bad for the Colts against Cincy. Speaking of Andrew Luck, Indy is at Washington. Washington wins at Arizona. How bad was Arizona? Washington 5.5-point favorites. Is this a spot? Luck looked good. Played a full game. Maybe Luck takes a step forward. In that 5.5 range, that's a number that could move and move significantly. That dead zone, once the money starts coming in, look for it to move. I think it might come Indy's way. Carolina's at Atlanta. Atlanta laying 5.5. 6 in this spot. Carolina beats Dallas. Don't forget, Atlanta extra time to prepare. They played in the Thursday night opener. Struggled in the red zone against the Eagles, but that extra time could be the difference here. Minnesota and Green Bay. We're looking at a solid Minnesota team against Green Bay with Rodgers, the injury. How healthy is he? Is it a letdown spot after the big rally? Minnesota looked decent against San Francisco. Chargers at Buffalo. Wow. You're looking at a road team. When you think about this, laying 7.5. Against an NFL team in their home opener. Well, after we saw what the Lions did on Monday night and how bad the Bills looked against Baltimore, you can certainly get it. Likely, Josh Allen, the rookie, will get the start here. Houston, Tennessee, we're waiting on a number because we don't know about Marcus Mariota. Houston struggled against New England, but the Mariota injury is a big deal for Tennessee. Kansas City and Pittsburgh. I think this number looks high to me, 5.5. Pittsburgh's favored. Get the tie against Cleveland. KC, Mahomes is really good in that game, which is really exciting against the Chargers. And he already got a road game under his belt, so number looks a tad high to me. Miami and the Jets. Darnold looked good. How about the nerve of this kid? Throws a pick six in his first career pass. Looked great the rest of the night. But the Lions looked horrible. Interesting game. Miami, in the longest game ever, with all the delays, found a way to beat Tennessee. Interesting game for these two teams in the AFC East. Philly and Tampa Bay. Again, Philly extra time to prepare, laying 3.5 some places. Here's the question. Ryan Fitzpatrick looked like Johnny Unitas against New Orleans. Can he sustain it? I think the answer is no. Then you get Cleveland and New Orleans. Cleveland punched to the gut. New Orleans, a mad football team. This number's 8.5. I think it goes up. New Orleans, better show up like they mean business. What happened in that game? Arizona and the Rams. Rams laid 10.5 off a hard Monday night game against the Raiders. Short week to prepare, but Arizona did not look good. Detroit, San Francisco. San Fran, 3.5-point favorite. Home opener. Detroit was an abomination. Matthew Stafford got banged up in that game. Wow. The Lions, if you're betting the Lions, it's professional pride. Then New England and Jacksonville. What a game. Jacksonville's D, as advertised against the Giants. New England, Brady, Gronkowski and company. Good game. New England laying 2. Total on the game is 45. Oakland and Denver. Denver about a 4.5-point favorite. Offense was pretty good. Tackling seemed to be kind of a foreign dimension in that game against Seattle. But I think you could see a track meet here. I think Oakland could get there, keep it going with Carr and Cooper in the running game. The two teams get after it, but I think you might see points in this game. Total could go up. Giants and Dallas. Dallas laying 3, totals 42.5. Two teams coming off losses. Barkley ripped off the big long run. I just have real question about Dallas punching it in the red zone. They got to run it in. Going to have a hard time throwing it in all year long. And then Seattle, Chicago. Chicago's laying 3.5. Home opener. Khalil Mack, Trubisky looked good, but the punch to the gut, losing that game to Green Bay. And Seattle loses their first game. This is a really compelling Monday night game. I think the game closes 3. I don't think it's going to move much of anything. And the total on the game is 43.5. Still trying to decipher who these teams are. So many guys did not play in the preseason. It's a weird dynamic in the NFL. Some of these teams that got boat raced are going to bounce back and win. And people are going to go, how'd that happen? It's the nature of the league. Some of these teams are really bad. Some of these teams are really good. But don't go overboard with what you saw. It's always the big warning. And I think in this edition of the NFL, those words have never rung more true. Don't go overboard with what you last witnessed.